Hello everybody, my name is Corrupted Pixels and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite kaiju games on Roblox. Arguably my new favorite kaiju game on Roblox. This game is called Kaiju Alpha. It's a pretty simple kaiju fan game, heavily inspired by Kaiju Universe it seems, given the way it plays. And honestly, no, I'm not kidding when I say it's my favorite. The amount of mechanics that this game has isn't great, and it's not the most outstanding game ever, but the kaijus that this game does have, it really shows appreciation to them, and it also allows for an environment where it's not just instant death every time you play. Like, Hollow Godzilla is pretty hard to beat, right? But, like, Godzilla 2014 can be defeated with Godzilla 1962 if you're skilled enough. Or even if you're skilled enough with 1954, you could beat Heisei Godzilla. That one might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but my point still stands. Anyways, welcome to this video. Hopefully you guys will be able to see why I like this game so much, and hopefully put some new eyes on this game, because honestly, this game doesn't have as big of a player base as it deserves, and I think that maybe you guys could help it out a little bit. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go to menu. I'm currently playing as Hollow Godzilla, which I believe is the current strongest or second strongest kaiju in the game. I'm not entirely sure. Heisei Godzilla is the most expensive, but this guy, I believe, is more powerful because of his abilities. But anyway, I'm going to go to menu and show you guys all of the kaiju that are currently in the game. So starting off, we have our starters. Anguirus 1955, Gojira 1955, and Gojira 1954. Each of these kaiju have roughly the same play style, mostly 1955 and 1954 Godzillas. They play almost identical to each other, having the claw swipe, stomp, tail swipe, and beam. However, Anguirus doesn't have a beam, so his fourth ability is replaced with a leap that he jumps forward and crushes down onto the ground, dealing some AoE damage. Next up, we have Kong 1962. My bad on the stuttering. Priced at 4,500 U cells, it's a pretty easy kaiju to unlock, one of the first kaiju you're probably going to get, but I personally went with the next kaiju, Godzilla 1962. This version of Godzilla is obviously the King Kong vs. Godzilla 1962 film version of Godzilla. And it's a pretty powerful kaiju in and of itself. It's not the greatest kaiju on the planet, but it's also not the worst in the game. I like it quite a bit, if I'm being honest. And then after 1962 Godzilla, we have Mothra 1964, who is obviously the first iteration of Showa Mothra, I believe. And then, I don't know Mothra's moveset. I don't own it. I didn't feel like wasting G-cells on it since I had a grind set. I'll explain the fastest way that I got G-cells in a second. Next up, you have Showa Gojira, priced at 45,000 G-cells and requiring a level 30 Godzilla 1962. Showa Godzilla is quite powerful in this game. I don't have it. I didn't really need it. I got where I am without it, so I mean, if you want it, you can get it. It's not a bad kaiju, but it's also not something that is required to play the game. Next up, we have the Showa version of Jet Jaguar. I have the Halloween skin for this guy, so his moveset, if I remember correctly, his 1 attack is a slap, his 2 attack is a drop kick, his 3 attack is a wind tornado, and his 4th attack is a acrobatic kick. He also has the ability to fly with space, and if you hit U, I believe, it allows you to shrink into your small form. Next, we have Godzilla 2014, which I'm going to skip over and go to UE Godzilla first, which is made by UE Graphics or something like that on YouTube. They are responsible for the short film of Godzilla vs. Gamera from a couple years back. Beautiful animation, by the way. Priced at 75,000 G-cells, he is a very powerful PvP kaiju, but not the best when it comes to grinding. That would have to go to Godzilla 2014, my bad. Godzilla 2014 is one of the best kaiju in the game, and also one of the biggest. He is required to get Hollow Godzilla, but I'll explain that in a bit. Next, we have Godzilla 1994, unlocked via 450,000 U cells, which sounds like a lot, but this Godzilla is very, very powerful, dealing almost 1,000 damage per melee attack. Very, very powerful. Tank is a game pass. It's really just a meme thing. It's not really supposed to be taken seriously. It's pretty silly. If you meet the owner in the game, you'll definitely see it. Next up, we have Hollow Godzilla, which is my current strongest kaiju, requiring a level 40 Godzilla 2014 and 1,750 H cells. Not that hard to unlock as long as you have 2014, but if you don't, it's a little bit of a pain to get to grind there. As far as skins go, we have Ghost Gojira 1954, NECA Gojira 1955, Frog Gojira 1962, Hollow Jet Jaguar, Gem Godzilla 2014, Cosmic Godzilla 2014, and Happy Hollow Godzilla. Each of these has its own different leveling system, so unfortunately, you don't get, you're not going to be leveling up the kaijus as the same as the levels. So, like, leveling up the skin won't level up the kaiju, and leveling up the kaiju won't level up the skin. You have to level up the skin by playing as it, which is a little unfortunate and also a little silly, and this is one issue I do have with the game, but at least the skins for stronger kaiju have requirements of the actual kaiju, because I think it was a little bit of an oversight. NECA Gojira 1955 and Frog Gojira 1962 cost 10 A cells each, but you can buy them without actually owning Godzilla 1962. Yeah, so instead of paying 5,000 for Godzilla 1962, you can just get 5 kills and buy Frog Godzilla 1962, which, if I'm not mistaken, has the same exact moveset and stats. Yeah, if you're watching this one, TH3, you might want to fix that. That's a little bit of an oversight. Same thing goes for Hollow Jet Jaguar as well. As you saw, I don't own the actual Jet Jaguar, but my Hollow Jet Jaguar is level 44. I do think it's kind of silly that you can get these kaijus without buying the actual base kaiju, but I mean, if it's intentional, I guess, cool, but if not, you might want to fix that soon. And if it's intentional, I very much recommend changing it, because especially after this bombshell I'm about to drop. So I'm going to tell you guys the fastest way, for me at least, to gain U cells. And that is to go from Godzilla 1955, save up to 5,000, or my other option I just told you, 10 A cells and buy Frog Godzilla 1962. But you go from 1955 to 1962. Once you obtain 1962, get yourself to 50 A cells, as well as, I believe, 7,000 H cells, and then you buy Hollow Jet Jaguar. Then from Hollow Jet Jaguar, you grind to 100,000 or 75,000, completely up to you, and buy either UE Godzilla or Godzilla 2014. If you're going to play during this event, I recommend getting Godzilla 2014 first. That way you can go ahead and get him to level 40, and then once you get to level 40 with him, and you have 1,750 A cells, you go battle Hollow Godzilla, and you do that. Once you complete that, you will unlock Hollow Godzilla, and then you just use him to grind all the way to 450,000 G cells and get Heisei Godzilla, which, how much you use that kaiju is going to be completely up to you, because he is countered by other kaijus in the game. But anyway, that's about all I had to say for this kaiju game so far. Once they update this game and release some new kaiju, I'll probably have some more to say about it. They did confirm they're going to be releasing Showa Varan and Showa King Ghidorah pretty soon, so that's very exciting. Only criticisms I really have for this game are it's really laggy. I feel like maybe they could work on fixing the lag a bit, and this game would be amazing. And on mobile, the beams are a bit of a pain in the ass to aim, but once they fix those two issues, this game, honestly, is on its way to become one of the best games on Roblox as far as kaiju go. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.